Hello everyone, I just finished a psychic reading on Harald Kautz-Vella, and this was actually a reading that I had done blind. In other words, I didn't know who he was. I've compiled a long list of names throughout like the last couple of years or so of doing readings on different people, and I added his name to the list. Generally, these are names that people recommend or ask me to do a reading on, and I did a reading on his name just by randomly picking it up. And so, without knowing who he was, he's claims to be a targeted individual in the sense that people are trying to kill him, and this is because of what he says, according to him. And so he talks about a lot of what would be called conspiracy theories and things of that nature. And when I say conspiracy theory, I don't mean that it's not true. I'm just calling it that because that's what people know it as. Um, Not going to get into that right now. But regardless, he also talks about very extreme ideas, I guess you would call it that, because they're not so mainstream. One of the things that he talks about is black goo, which is something that I've only kind of recently, within the last year or two of my life, even heard of until recently. Um, so, anyways, I did this reading without knowing who he was, and the things that came up for me were that he was initially escaping the business elite that was coming up, and that he was on a path. I saw him like driving a car, like trying to get away from these types of businessmen, and going on his own path away from society. And I got something about like 20 years, like maybe 20 years ago, he had started on this journey, but there was like a shift. I was getting like kind of halfway through his life, he was one way, and then the second half, it was like a major shift changed. And it was as if, well, the very first thing that I saw was actually a tree and him biting into this apple and being like, this apple is sour and there's something slightly off about it. And looking up at the tree, which represents society, and noticing all the things that are twisted about it and things that are not quite right about it. And that's sending off him into this new direction. And the specific words that I used was it's as if he is a journalist and he is uncovering top secret information that is not known to the public, and exposing things. Specifically, what I was getting was human rights abuses over and over. And so I made that video of the reading, and you can find the full video on my Patreon page, which I will post a link to that below this video in the description. So you can join. It's only $5 a month to have access to all of my previous readings on more controversial subjects. If you're interested in that, you can join. I always appreciate that. Also, if you're enjoying this video, give this video a thumbs up. I also appreciate that. Anyways, I can't say everything here on YouTube because things have been getting really weird with censorship in particular. So what I can say is that what was coming up for me, and that was that the basis of where he's coming from and what he's trying to say to humanity, what I was getting was that it's based in truth. But I was also getting that some of the information he has that is coming from other people that he's kind of connected dots about, and specifically things more about like the future was coming up, and like I don't know if he makes predictions about the future, or like kind of where he thinks things are headed, but it was more so about things that are currently happening in present time, or things that are like expected to happen in the future, and there being some kind of wishy-washy stuff about that may be good to take with a grain of salt. I also got the sense that he actually a, seems a little bit confused, although now that I say that, what I'm getting is that that wasn't necessarily like so much now. It may have been like a little bit in the past, but like now he seems more confident about certain things, which is actually not always good, because when you're confident about things you can be wrong. And so I get the sense that some of the things that he is kind of settled on may just be, someone's theory that makes sense to him. So that's what I was getting. I also get that he, despite him claiming that he was targeted in the past and people were poisoning his food and things like that, trying to kill him, I do get the sense that he is safe now. And so basically I did a blind reading without knowing who he was, and that was what I got. Basically, he's a journalist exposing the corruption of the way that it came to me was like, well, I think in the video specifically I said bankers, but not bankers, but people kind of below the bankers. And I was using the analogy of below as in like underground, because I was also seeing like the pipes, the underground pipes, and how that's kind of like representing what is hidden from the public view. So anyways, that's what I can share here. So if you would like to join my Patreon and watch the full 30-minute video, you can do that if you would like. I always appreciate a thumbs up, and feel free to leave a comment on this video. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.